Alright, as you can see, we've finally got a tow bar on the car, and so I've taken my trailer down to get some triboard for the flooring of the shed, and I've got some more triboard for another little project I want to do, which I'll talk about on another video. It's just starting to spit a little bit here, so I'll get this stuff off the trailer and into the garage. It's not the kind of product you really want to get wet. Then I'll cut it up to size. I'm going to give it a couple of coats of paint just to seal it and make it a bit more weatherproof, and then we'll stick it into the shed. Cut those bits of triboard to size, and I've just slotted them in here just to make sure everything fits before I paint them. You might think it's a weird idea to paint something that's going on the inside of the shed, but this stuff will soak up moisture from underneath over time. So I want to paint the underneath, I want to paint all the edges, and it's still got a couple of little leaks in the roof until I sort those out. I want to make sure everything's sealed and has a painted kind of weatherproof surface on it. Yeah, so let's do that. So I'm just waiting for the paint to dry on those boards. I'm going to flip them over, paint at the bottom, flip them over, paint the top. So while I'm waiting for that paint to dry, I'm just going to use my drill here with the sanding disc on it to sand down some high spots on these nogs and posts and stuff that go through the middle here. See, I've got the floor in, and I found this old can of this lovely cheerful baby vomit yellow colour, which I've painted the floor with. So the only thing left to do now is finish screwing the floor down. I've pre-drilled and countersunk all the holes so the screw heads won't stick up. Once I've done that, I'm going to run a bead of this gap filler down in the joins between the floor panels, so that just tidies those up a little bit, and then I'll paint that, and we should be good to go. The last thing to do is finish this corner. My piece of board here wasn't quite long enough to go all the way to the end, so I've just made a little offcut here, shaped it with a 45 to go into that corner. I've framed up a couple of 100 by 50 rough sawn timber in between the joists there, so it's all going to fit, and I've used a little wooden shim here to slot in under there, just because it was sitting a bit low where this join was, and I wanted to prop it up so that the joins met with each other. Drilled the holes, countersunk the holes with the countersink bit so that the screw heads won't sit up, and now we're going to slot them into place. And the fit is a little bit tight, but I'm hoping that if I use a bit of violence, get it in good enough.
The interior of the shed all complete. I've got the floor down, got the shelves installed. I've added another coat of paint along the ridge of the roof there where we had a couple of little leaks, and that's sorted those out, so it's now more weatherproof and watertight than it's ever been in the time that we've lived here. The other thing I've done is add this little partition here to give me a space to store some timber offcuts and other bits and pieces, and because you can never have enough whiteboard space around for the kids to draw, I've just framed it on the side, or clad it on the side with a bit of ceratone that I had lying around. So now the only thing left to do is to clean and paint the exterior of the shed. So I'm now going to head off to my in-laws' place to borrow their water plaster and get started on that. That's our shed spruce up complete, and I've got to say I'm really liking this orange colour we got on the door here. It looks much nicer than what it did before. If you enjoyed that content, please hit the like button, subscribe. We'll see you here next time on Master of None NZ.